Hello, welcome back to another TCAP commentary. Today we're gonna finish watching the Jeff Sokol police interview. Right, this is actually part two out of a two-parter, and yeah, it's been a while. It has been a little bit. It's been almost a week since the last one that came out. And that video came out to like somewhere above like an hour and 12 minutes. So today we're gonna go at it again. Yeah, so if you like TCAP or you like police interviews, check out the channel. I have a handful of these videos, and yeah, let's get just started, I guess. To recap what's happening, Jeff Sokol is getting fried, so he asked for a drink. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit quiet, so I'm gonna explain a little bit. Also, the first half also had problems with audio. Audio mixing was kind of weird. I can't do that like after editing. This is like all recorded. My voice is recorded and the video audio is recorded at the same time, so I can't change it.
Water's coming, thanks.
But yeah.
Just take a second just to maybe get back to your home life. So you live, you have an apartment in Brookline? You live there by yourself?
Yeah.
What do you do for work? I know there's a mention of Cheshire, Connecticut or something.
Premium auditor. It's like insurance. Insurance policies.
So they're based in Cheshire, but you work or live in?
Yeah, I mean, I work
Work
out
from home or?
of my house, but I mean, I have clients in Boston, yeah.
Hmm.
Good people all over the place.
And, you spent a lot of time chatting with this girl. Obviously, you have a computer home, I imagine. You go to different chat rooms and talk to different people.
Yeah.
If we looked at some of those things, will we find other younger girls that you're speaking to? Is it a common denominator?
No, I don't think you would find a common denominator.
You think?
I'm talking about like age of a female. That's my common denominator.
No.
So you know.
No. Even
What's the youngest girl other than this gal that you've spoken to or chatted with recently or in the last couple of months? Or
And you focus on age, and you have to be focused on age here, but
What?
they're all ages, 21 and up. I mean, I've never had.
why not like 18 or 17 or 16?
I was not looking for that. This just happened, and then
How
how
did this jump out at you?
How did it happen?
How did it jump out at you? Like, why would you be so taken with, thank you, with a got this
Thanks.
water?
The waters, the cup of water.
Like I said,
What was so special about her, in other words?
like I said, it was just she was somebody that I thought I was able to relate to and have a conversation with. Not everybody that age you can do that with.
What can you tell me about her?
To give a little context, right? Maybe you're not aware of who Jeff Sokol is, but again, this is the second part, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Jeff Sokol appeared on Hansen vs. Predator, right? Infamous, legendary investigative journalist Chris Hansen. You've probably heard of him. And he was caught trying to meet up with a 13-year-old girl that he met online, and he drove 2 to 3 hours from where he's from to meet this girl. That's when he got caught. That segment is actually available, and I actually watched it on my channel. So if you want to go watch that, or maybe you want to watch it again, but yeah, he did go do that, and he is right now claiming that the way that it happened, right, the way this conversation happened, is that they were getting along, and there was a lot in common in between them. Jeff Sokol is like 40 plus, talking to a 13-year-old girl. What could you possibly have in common with someone like that? I'm 21, and I don't think I would have something in common with someone who's 13 years old, right? And we're closer in age than Jeff Sokol even is, right? Jeff Sokol is damn near double my age, and he thinks he can relate to someone like that, which again is delusional, and of course he's making up things as he goes.
Well, I'm sure everything I tell you about her is probably not true because.
No, granted, but what do you know of her?
Yeah.
That maybe, if I heard, I might be like, wow, she must be kind of special.
Well, she seemed smart, and she seemed like mature, and maybe we talked about hockey. She said she was a big hockey fan, and so am I.
Hockey fan.
I don't know. She just seemed chill and like to hang out and stuff.
Crazy. With a minor, by the way. A middle schooler.
That's all you can tell me. You can't tell me how she went to a certain, middle school, high school. She was going into high school. She had an ex-boyfriend. She had sex with him once or twice. Single mother, parents are in the house, siblings. You can't tell me anything like that?
Well, yeah, no, she said she lives with her mom, yeah.
What's her mother do? Where's her mother supposed to be today?
Yeah, she said her mom was away.
You know where? Is she possibly coming home early? No? Yes? Maybe?
I have no idea when she's coming home.
You didn't ask where she was going?
No, I think she's like away somewhere on business, so
Business.
somewhere far.
Of course, the decoy was like, it was an adult. So
You didn't inquire where, though? If I was going to be careful to the point I'm going to research
she said Dallas.
And know where,
She said Dallas.
how much trouble I may or may not be in if things, as you said, like either got out of hand or you had relations, I would assume you'd know where the freaking mother was so that you don't want her walking in on you, right?
Yeah. You would
She
think.
said she was in Dallas.
Okay. Now what's her mother do? Do you know what she does for work?
She said she was in financial services.
I know they haven't really said much, but right now we're watching Detective Kelly, right? And I'm giving you a rundown, but like I'm trying to build up something here, right? In my first part, I kind of criticized Detective Kelly like in the very beginning very harshly, and if you've seen that video, like the back half of it, I'm like in love with this guy. He is so good because I think he's the perfect person to put up against someone as like not stereotypical or like egotistical as Jeff Sokol. Jeff Sokol has proven himself to be someone who believes himself to be smarter than everyone else, and Detective Kelly seems to be the type to not like really take any of that BS. So it's a perfect pairing. You know what I mean? It works. It actually works.
Anything else about the girl that you were chatting with? For home life, or school, or friends, or...
No, I mean, she said she just moved to Connecticut,
Where'd she move from?
California, she said.
You know where?
LA.
Hello.
You ever talk about having her come to meet you somehow? Or was it always this way where you thought maybe I'll come see you?
Yeah. Talked about it.
Did you ever plan on meeting her on previous occasions, maybe outside of the mother's purview, like maybe at a coffee shop or store or something?
Not that I recall.
No.
No. I guess, when she said her mom's going away, that was like an opportunity to meet her. To hang out and meet her at her house.
Cool. Do you have any hobbies?
To like kind of talk about what he just said of the whole like the perfect opportunity to meet that this middle schooler would be when her mom isn't home and is away on business trip, right? I don't know how anyone with a brain would think that is something that's okay to do, is meet someone who's a minor when they're home alone. And he just mentioned how he's like perfect opportunity to meet, which by the way, Jeff Sokol, in his segment, he took a sex enhancement pill, and you can probably hear how wrong this sounds, but it was like a very sexually charged conversation in between the decoy and Jeff Sokol. So like, there is no room to say that they were just gonna hang out, even though he claims it so like aggressively. But he's wrong. He's lying.
Such as?
Play tennis. Fitness.
What do you say?
Tennis. I do.
Such as?
Play tennis. Fitness, like to work out. I'm addicted to football.
Do any coaching or anything like that? Do you volunteer? Any
Coaching.
respect? Teach tennis?
No, I just
Teach
play.
tennis to kids?
I don't. Play Friday nights.
Have you hooked up with any younger girls recently?
No.
18, 20, whatever?
No.
Ever?
Of course he didn't.
The last 10 years?
Who would like? I know we could barely see him, but he's not that handsome.
You can check it out. You won't see anything.
Check what out? What am I going to check out?
I don't know. You guys can probably check out anything you want. Not gonna lie.
Okay. So you have what do you have at your home? You have computers, I imagine, or one or more than one for work or personal.
Work computer and personal.
What type of sites have you been on? You went on, I guess, this one where you met her.
Yeah, I mean, I use that site sometimes when I'm bored.
Very weird thing to do, by the way.
Another site, Moco Space.
What was that, the password again? You said
4102?
4102?
Yeah.
What's she in here as, by the way? For like messages.
Barely.
Bailey. Her name's Bailey.
So I'll just go back today while I was looking at this. It'll probably make it easier on me.
He's going through his phone, but like the significance of the name Bailey is actually a lot more than I actually never thought that it was Bailey that he came to meet because John DuPay, another person that was caught in HVP, by Chris Hansen, also came over to meet Bailey, and he's a very popular guy as well, just like Jeff Sokol. A very weird observation, right?
How long have you been planning to see her today? I mean, before today, was this like in the works?
Bring a pizza.
I actually just made a decision today. If you look at the text messages.
That's crazy.
It was talked about, but
it was talked about.
I hadn't committed really.
Still in the closet, by the way.
So obviously I had apprehension about the whole thing.
So you did more research today, just found it out you'd have to get a written consent by her mom to get married under 18. Fuck. That guy's in frustration, right? I have some ideas on this, can talk later. Okay, still want to see you. Yeah, want to see me. Fuck yes, I'll be around 9. I'll pick up pizza. Your address. You got booze. I'm listening like
Oh my god.
Can we drink it?
Not to mention, Jeff Sokol brought, or no, he didn't bring, but he planned on getting drunk as well, with the decoy's mother's alcohol that she had like at her house, and that's I think an aspect that a lot of people actually forget about Jeff Sokol is that he actually planned on making alcoholic beverages, and drinking these, or at least, the lowest danger there is him drinking it. Right, and her having none of it, but I would like to think that he would have tried to get her drunk in some way, which again is very bad, and that's why we're here, right? Aren't we?
Can we drink it?
Can we drink it? Isn't that just guilty, huh?
It's 13, right?
13.
Dude, listen, no bullshit. And I'm probably doing you a favor. You probably had a major league issue with this for a long time, and I don't know that you were going to rape her tonight. But you certainly were preying on her, right? She's 13, she's 14 years old. You're going to drive down from Boston. You want to drink with her. You got a Cialis in your pocket. You may have one in your system. And you want to bang the chick, right?
I wasn't planning on that tonight.
You weren't gonna.
Nope.
So even if she wanted it, you're drinking, you feel good, you gotta be horny, right? You haven't had a girlfriend in a little while?
I was not going to do it.
Why?
Yeah, why not?
Because I was too scared.
Of what?
Of what?
Consequences, you can see I said it a lot in our messages on Skype. I said
Dude, that what a BS excuse, by the way, because I've always made this claim that anyone who showed up on these shows would have done it no matter what. You know what I mean? The only reason why they're upset or are claiming that they wouldn't have done it is because, they got caught. That's the only reason why they would say that. Jeff Sokol, if the opportunity arose, he would have done it, right? And I don't think anyone is combating me. Actually, I wouldn't say anyone, because I have received messages of people like directly messaging me telling me that I'm wrong, which, suit yourself, I guess, but Jeff Sokol did get convicted of this, right? And he was found guilty of the things that he did. But something I do want to point out, right? And I don't want to make this long, but how the detective just claimed that he would have, forced himself upon her, and it was dead silent. It like, I swear to God, that like hit like a truck. And they say these type of things because they would have denied it very quickly and maybe slipped up or said something, right? It's a tactic. I've seen this happen before. You know what I mean? Where they like reach into like the worst possibility ever to like, cause let's say the detective saying that he would have forced himself upon her, and maybe Jeff Sokol in response would have said, no, I would have only done it if she would have been okay with it, right? And that's something they can grab onto, right? And say, hey, like, so you were open to the idea of it, right? And if she had said yes, you would have done it. I mean, there's some psychology that goes into that, right? It's almost like a confessing to a lesser crime type of thing. And
you haven't had a girlfriend in a little while?
It's good to see
I was not
detective
going
use
to
these
do it.
tactics.
Because I was too scared.
Of what?
Consequences, you can see I said it a lot in our messages on Skype.
You're going to drink with a 13-year-old girl while her mother's in fucking Dallas, Texas, or whatever you said before, and you're worried about consequences? Like, seriously.
Yep. I'm serious.
We're adult men, dude. Talk to me. You can't be serious.
See, then you're
serious.
bringing that up again. You're basically insinuating that.
No, because I'm not 22 and you're not 50 and I'm not 50 and you're not 20. Like, I'm 47. So
He's right. The thing is that, again, I'm repeating myself, but the fear that Jeff Sokol has of getting caught, or like the consequences, as he says, is as realistic to say that the house would be haunted and he would be scared of ghosts, right? Like, there are no signs of that happening. That, like, very, very dumb, like, ideology that I'm pulling here. But, like, without any proof that something would have gone down, right, or, like, he would have been caught, there's no reason why he would have been scared. There's nothing that is pushing him towards him not doing it. You know what I mean? There's no, like, oh, there's a police watch in my neighborhood, or, like, my mom just landed down here in Connecticut and she's like on her way home or whatever, right? His fears is as realistic as saying that he would be scared of like a haunted house that, has no proof of that. Yeah, that makes any sense? Like, I know it's very stupid to say, but like, sorry, I just burped.
you're not 50 and I'm not 50 and you're
I
not
don't
20.
Very
Like,
dumb.
I'm 47, so like we're in the same realm here.
Yep, I understand.
And you're going to drink with this girl who is how many years under the age of, being able to consume alcohol?
Yeah.
7, 8, depending on what age you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you have Cialis and the whole texting stuff going on. It's like, I mean, seriously, just own up to what you did. You're trying to still kind of keep it over here, and it's not there. You're not doing yourself any favors the more you act like that.
Yeah, because it's like, why go that far, right? Just to pull out in the very last second. I know that sounds very bad, but how is it that he comes over, sexually charged conversation, he comes over while she's home alone, brings food, he has those pills in his pocket, he planned on drinking with her, right, and this and that, and that's just too many boundaries crossed to say that, like, at the very end you would say no, right? Like if Jeff Sokol is such an upstanding citizen to like be like, look, the law is against this is morally wrong, I can't do this, which again, I don't trust someone like Jeff Sokol to make those type of decisions, right? I don't think he would pull back right there, you know what I mean? He would have pulled back way further back, right? Because first of all, he would have not even messaged this girl to begin with, right? And he went through all this struggle of messaging her for a month just to do nothing, right? Like, come on.
Act like that.
Come on, man. I'm also drinking a Coca-Cola.
I mean, if you want to get past this and get well and not be in this position someday, probably in another police department, or worse, if somebody ever walked in on you,
Ooh.
or you hurt some girl who, again, is 12, 13 years old, just look at yourself in the mirror and, like, think about what you're talking about.
Listen, I know
You can cross your arms and hide all you want.
No,
You know what?
I know.
You weren't going to touch her.
No, I know that it looks bad.
It is bad.
It is bad.
It
It's
doesn't
bad.
look bad. It's horrible.
Yeah, the whole thing is bad. But my intentions were not to have sex.
So you're going to drink with this girl. Like, how much alcohol could she have drank in her life?
Let's take
So she's going to act how? Probably like a basket case.
let's take a lie detector test.
That's going to prove what to me?
I don't know.
If you're a fucking
Yeah.
sociopath,
Let's
is
go to
anything
court.
admissible in court?
I don't know. Let's
it's
go to
not.
court, and I would swear in court that I wasn't planning on having sex with her.
You are-
Swore in court. That doesn't do anything. You can't just swear in court. That's like, you know, what do you call it? Pleading to a higher authority? Is that what it's called? Or higher power? To say on like, on God, I know that sounds memey, but like on God, I wouldn't do this. I don't think you can use that because we can't bring God down to like confess or like not confess, go to the stand, right? So that's not allowed. But not even just that. First of all, lie detectors are not admissible in court. They're a pseudoscience resulting in pretty much, it's just to help the detective gauge what you're thinking, right? It's not, you can't put on the evidence paper to say, look, the lie detector said he was lying, therefore he's guilty. That's not possible. But, you know, people think that lie detectors are like a 100% like fully realized science. It's not. It's something that isn't really nailed down. Like, there have been times where it fails to actually, you know, actually tell the truth, which, you know, again, it's just trying to pick at anything. You know, Jeff is trying to pick something to prove his innocence that wouldn't work. Like
So
swearing.
she's going to act how? Probably like a basket case.
Let's take a lie detector test.
That's going to prove what to me?
I don't know.
If you're a fucking
Let's go-
sociopath,
let's
is
go to
anything
court.
admissible in court?
I don't know. Let's
it's
go to
not.
court, and I would swear in court that I wasn't planning on having sex with her.
You weren't planning on having sex with her.
Right.
Maybe you didn't plan on having sex with her, but it would have happened if...
I disagree. I honestly disagree.
Disagree.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, again, let's go back to this whole thing, remember?
Just hang out, companion, a friend,
What a 13-year-old.
seem cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with like hanging out with somebody because you think they're cool.
Dude.
You want to... How could she be cool? No offense to
How?
any girl that is that age.
Well, I
She's
talk to
cool.
her.
Okay, wait. Like, this is starting to actually piss me off. Because how could you hang out with a 13-year-old when you are 40, right? I have younger siblings. I have siblings near that age. I don't know them. I don't even really talk to them. They're my half siblings, and like I don't really talk to them. If I can't relate me to my siblings who are the same age, how can a stranger relate to the exact same age that they met online, out of all things? You know what I mean?
Seem cool. I don't think there's anything wrong with like hanging out with somebody because you think they're
It's
cool.
not somebody. It's a child.
How could she be cool? No offense to
How?
any girl that is that age.
Well, I
She's
talk to
cool
her.
to you?
I talked to her enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
To figure that out.
Okay.
I'm not denying that it doesn't look bad. I'm not saying it's not
Terrible, dude. It is terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible if I had sex with her.
It's terrible you meeting her. What are you
I
talking
agree.
about?
It's terrible that you're willing to drink and put yourself in that position and come down here probably for the intention of doing that.
Right, and I can't control myself. You don't think I can control myself? Have a drink?
That's not
Have a
it.
drink and have some pizza, and you don't think I can control myself and not have sex with her?
I don't know you at all.
Right, you don't know
I would
me.
say you probably can't control yourself since you got in the car on a Saturday night and drove all this way to meet this girl you've never met, you chatted with about sex and pics and yada yada yada, and getting married,
To a
and
13.
getting her mother's consent so you could have sex with her, so it would be legal to try to, you know, circumvent the law. You think that's normal?
No, it's not, and I even told her that.
And you almost like.
But what does that bring to the case? Like, yeah, I told her that. I told her this. I told her that. Like, okay, so what? Like, make a defense for yourself if you think you're so correct. Don't say, like, you know, I mean, come on, let's be honest. Detective Kelly's doing an amazing job. And Jeff Sokol is just really grasping at nothing. he just said, "Oh, to the accusation of like, you went through all this trouble to do this, and it doesn't look great." And he's like, "Yeah, I told her that." Like, okay.
Made up like you're proud of that fact. It's disturbing.
I'm not.
It is disturbing.
I'm acting this way for several reasons. One, because I'm probably too much shocked to realize this is even happening. I feel like that I'm dreaming right now. I'm not even sure this is real.
Great.
And two, I know what my intentions were. And
You could say that, and maybe some of what you're saying is accurate and true. I don't know, but
because I wrote on on Skype, I wrote all these messages stating that I don't want to have sex. I don't want to have sex if it's going to be against the law. How can you not interpret that as as me trying to obey, not trying to obey the law?
That's such a safety net. I mean, you could say so many things in the chat to say, look, I pointed at this message that I said, that proves my innocence and proves that I wasn't going to do it, right? It doesn't matter. It does not matter. The signs of you having an attempted, meet up with this kid is just damn near enough for I think, the court to hit you with some charges. Like, it doesn't matter that you said that you weren't going to do it, right? Because guess what? Criminals lie. It's not like everyone who has ever been convicted has told the truth 100%. Like, it's almost something that I feel like the detective could have conveyed. Like, hey, if a criminal, that did it was being asked questions that could incriminate them, like, would they lie or would they tell the truth? Right? But I know this isn't like a gotcha moment that detectives pull, right? They're trying to get information. It's very hard to say how I would approach this situation, you know what I mean? But, I think Kelly's doing an amazing job. Detective Kelly is doing great so far.
How can you interpret that?
how can I interpret it that you're not? The girl is 13 years
Okay, so
old.
keep going back to that.
You're trying to, I'll be blunt. You want to be able to bang her, and the only way you think you're able to bang her and have sex with her is by getting her mother to sign a marriage application or
Right.
certificate.
Which is-
That's the only reason. You don't even care about the mother. In fact, the only reason you're at the house is because the mother is 1,500 miles away.
Right, and I realized that is would have been virtually impossible.
How?
As it should be.
Right. But
God forbid it happened all the time. Where would our society be, right? All these creepy older guys would be going after these, middle school girls?
He's right.
I don't look at it.
Fucking 6th or 7th grade, and that's who you're attracted to? And she's like, you said she's mature, and she's got, she's really smart, and she's really...
I don't look at it as going after her. I mean...
You were. What?
Well, you can drive, and she can't, so she's
Right.
not coming after you.
Well,
Yeah.
but she's pursuing me too. Online and,
Yeah, with this little adolescent brain and intellect of hers, right?
It's not
And
like
you're a guy that's my age, basically, and you've
That's
been
not
through
like-
college, and
yeah.
you've worked for 20 years, and you've been married and divorced, and this girl's like what should have been maybe a product of your marriage, like a young girl, 12 years old, 13 years old.
Yeah.
And you're gonna
I'm sorry. Yes, it looks awful.
just say it is awful. Because stop saying it looks awful. It is awful. It's kind of pissing me off, actually.
Yo, it's heating up in here, man. I can't believe, I'm telling you, Detective Kelly, like, if you haven't seen the first half, watch it, please. Detective Kelly is such a cold interviewer. I don't know if there's more clips of him interviewing people, right? But I don't think so. I'm not sure. But, man, is it good. He's like, just straight up, just say that it looks awful because it's honestly pissing me off. Like, he's so good. Most detectives that are like this, right, they're not actually upset. At least most of them. Like, I would like to say like 95% of them aren't actually mad. It's for the acting. Like, the detectives are such, masterminds when it comes to getting to get angles to get someone to confess things and stuff. I mean, I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've seen true crime and how intricate and like different it could get depending on who you watch, right, interviewed. and stuff, and it's just so good to see these people at work.
It
Man.
looks awful. It is awful.
It is awful.
It's kind of pissing me off, actually. It doesn't just look awful.
No, well,
If I walked in the library and you were leaning over my daughter's shoulder, talking to her, come to find out you're teaching her something about computers and everything's, it looks awful, but maybe it's not awful. Maybe I overreacted initially. This is fucking awful and disgusting, actually.
Yeah.
Period. You're a dad, reverse it, and I'm you'd probably want to strangle me, right?
Right.
most likely.
I want to bang your daughter.
Most likely.
Hello? Yeah, you would. You'd probably be over the table, like, trying to kill me right now.
Imagine that, huh?
Not most likely either.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You have a serious problem. And until you, like, admit it, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to get better. You're not going to, this stuff's not going to go away.
Oh.
I don't know when it started. You need.
Really? You don't think this is enough for me to realize that?
I don't think you can help it because you keep on going like
Really?
this and saying, well, you don't know what my intentions were until you, like.
Man, I'm telling you, yo, he's grilling him hard, dude. He's like, you keep crossing your arms and acting like you didn't do anything. Like, oh, it's so good. He's mocking him, and it's just so good because, like, you could see this approach, like, I'll call it an attack on Jeff Sokol, right? To try to confess is you're bruising his ego, right? Kind of being mean to him, right? Of course, there's a limit to it, right? There can be a case where it's like too much even for the court. But in this case, he's trying to attack Jeff Sokol's ego and see if that maybe pushes him to say other things. Because it's honestly, I think it's working. I think it's working. We'll see if it does. But as of now, I think Attempt to Kill, he's doing an amazing job at trying to provoke him.
This stuff's not going to go away. I don't know when
Really?
it started.
He's getting a bit defensive.
Really? You don't think this is enough for me to realize that?
I don't think you can help it because you keep on going like
Really?
this and saying, well, you don't know what my intentions were until you, like, admit the truth of what your actual intention was. You wanted to have sex with a fucking 13-year-old
That's not
girl.
what- I'm not
That's
gonna
why
do
the
that.
contract, that's why the mother comment about the signed contract,
No,
all those things.
not
It's the
tonight.
only reason.
Not tonight.
Doesn't make a difference if it's tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, it does.
I just,
It doesn't.
I'm being honest with you on this. I wasn't planning on having sex with her tonight.
You weren't planning on having sex with her tonight. How many times have girls said that about a date with a guy? I wasn't planning on having sex with the guy, and oh my God, he was so handsome,
Okay,
and
so you're
it was
picking
really
apart.
nice, and you know,
You're
I
picking
wasn't
apart.
planning on it.
You're
I wasn't
picking-
planning on, like, stubbing my toe,
You're picking
but I
apart
did.
what I'm saying.
No, because you're not being genuine. Like, be truthful. Just say, if you said, I was not going to, there was no way in hell. I was dropping the pizza, having a slice, and saying, man, I'm on my way to New York,
That's
nice
what
to
I've
meet
been
you.
saying all along is that
You wait till the
wasn't-
mother's not home, you get to see all this, and you're talking about alcohol with a girl who's 13? That's a great idea. Let's drink with a 13-year-old.
wasn't gonna have sex.
Even if she starts freaking out and dropping all her clothes, you want no part of it.
leave.
But just leave. Like, come on, man. Like he really sees himself as like a beacon of like morality and what's right. Like, Detective Kelly's doing amazing. I know this is like my 5th time saying it, but like he's right. You plan on drinking with a 13-year-old girl? Like, really? You really have nothing else to do, and you really thought that was a good idea? Not to mention that Detective Jeff Sokol has admitted that he actually searched up laws over these type of encounters with minors. Imagine that. Imagine you tell a friend, I did say this in the first one, but imagine telling your friend, like, oh, yeah, I spent my weekend finding out if it was illegal to meet a 13-year-old girl alone after a sexually charged conversation, right? Like, it's something that you wouldn't admit because it's wrong. You know what I mean? It's wrong.
I believe that one. I
Almost
don't,
fell.
by the way.
Of course you don't. I know you don't.
Seriously, dude, come on.
I know it's hard to believe because, you know, most guys, all they think about is sex, and that's all they want is sex. Yes, we talked about sex, but I was not going to have sex with her.
It's
I break the law.
inappropriate,
Okay.
regardless.
And that's obvious from my text messages.
Obvious. Confident.
You're still caught up on this. You're looking for an angle so that you wouldn't have to break the law, correct?
True.
You're not like not doing the deed.
If
You
it
want
came
you
to
want to you want to somehow circumvent it so that it would somehow be legal or okay in your mind,
Yep.
Yeah, okay with everybody.
right? But that was your intention. It wasn't like you, whoa, I gotta wait till she's 16, 17. I'm not touching this poor thing because she's only 13 years old. That wasn't your motivation. It was like, I want to bang her. I gotta get her mother to sign her over.
To be honest, I had nothing to do tonight. I really just wanted to like meet her and then
Okay.
figure out some, later what I was gonna do
Great.
as far as all that other stuff.
All right.
This is embarrassing. Like, man up. You know what I mean? In a sense. Like, it's not gonna work. You're not convincing anybody.
I mean, you're painting me to be
A bad guy.
an evil person that doesn't care about anyone's well-being, and I'm admitting to you that it's wrong. If anybody who hears a story like this is going to think I'm doing something wrong,
Even you thought so.
if they don't know all the facts.
Well, you thought so too because you researched the law, right?
Yes, I was like researching stuff for things that I wanted to know. If I did this, what would happen? If I did that, what would happen?
Why
Doesn't
would
mean
you
I
do
was
that?
going to do it.
No, that looks guilty as. So imagine if I kept searching up how to rob a bank, or what could I get away with to rob a bank. Like, it's very suspect, right? Like, if I were to search up how to build a explosive, right, that would be very concerning, because what does that look like? It looks like I'm trying to build one. You know what I mean? It's something that isn't like easily explainable to say like, oh, it was just something I wanted to search up just for fun, right? When it all led up to this, it led up to you actually meeting up with someone who was that age that you were searching up, and also landed yourself in a police interrogation room. Like, come on, man.
I just wanted to know what
What would the ramifications be if you served her alcohol
what are the rules?
and she got hammered at home with you?
That's
Is
illegal.
that cool? Did you circumvent that?
I wasn't going to let her get hammered.
You're just gonna have a little vodka?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A drink.
Who are you in her life to even say that's okay?
Well, no, I'm not going to I'm not going to be like, forcefully take the bottle away from her. I would just to say, let's have one drink, have a drink, people, they have a drink. They hang out and have a drink. It's pretty normal.
With the 13-year-old, dude, like, I don't get
She's
how he keeps
13.
forgetting.
She's probably had many drinks.
At 13.
She said she has.
Did you see a psychiatrist or anybody?
Yeah.
You did it for what?
OCD, depression,
What do you take?
drugs that.
Does it help?
I'm not sure.
What's your
I'm not
OCD?
sure.
What are you fixated on?
I honestly don't want to get into it.
Oh, poor
Because that's probably what we're talking about.
No, I mean, it's personal.
So what?
I just don't talk about it with everyone. It's really,
Aw.
it's difficult.
Oh, poor
I
thing.
mean, I went to,
Now, you know what? Now I feel bad for this guy. I can't believe he's going through so many things. Like, so everyone feels sorry for him. Wow. Like, everyone, let's respect his boundaries, right? Just like he would have with the 13-year-old at her home alone. Like, come on, man. It's very ironic. You want to respect. You want us to respect your privacy after you were ready to violate this. You know what I mean?
It's really, it's difficult. So, I mean, I went to an OCD convention last month. I'm, working, trying to like.
I'm also not making fun of people who have these, afflictions, but in the case of Jeff Sokol, I feel like it's all fine to do. Not gonna endorse it, but at the same time, like, when it comes to someone like this who was already someone who would have not respected someone, he doesn't get any respect from me when it comes to his privacy, in a sense.
Work on my issues, and it's tough.
It's tough working.
I feel for you. It's probably horrible.
I just
Thank you.
I go through it every day, and it's tough. And
Oh.
sometimes, you know, I want to do things to distract myself, and you know,
Like meeting at
so I don't
13.
have to go through it because like the OCD happens a lot when I'm by myself. It happens much less when I'm with people. So, especially if I'm having fun, and I thought that tonight would have a fun night, and you know, you have to deal with my OCD.
I cannot wait for Detective Kelly to catch his ass right now, man. I can hear it. I can sense it brewing. Detective Kelly's about to hit him with a strong one. Tell him some, yeah. Back to this, whatever. Like, you know, he's gonna do something sweet. Watch this.
Depression or whatever.
Oh man. With a home run.
Do you fixate on either, you know, porn or girls or younger girls? Is that ever the focus of your? No.
You know,
You sure? You're kind of closing your eyes and shaking your head as if it
I'm
is.
tired. Yeah, it's never happened.
Okay.
I've never pursued a girl that age.
Never mind.
Is there anything on your phone that might, you know, show us any other younger females that maybe you communicate with, whether it's texting or calling or anything else? No.
No, I mean when you say young females, yes, I mean I talk to females, you know.
But what's a young female, younger female, other than Bailey? Who's Kim D?
She's 42,
Maria
Kim D.
Chesley?
ex-girlfriend.
Let's sure right now do it.
The 617 number here? Who's this?
That's a pizza
Client.
Client?
Client.
315 is Brian. I know.
Oh, he's my psychiatrist
Kristen?
friend,
How old?
my age.
917?
I can see if there's no.
You said your VM wasn't set. I looked into the case. It was closed.
Oh, that's a work.
Related to work.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad. Chris.
Yeah. It's a
Chris?
Guy. Friend of mine.
Guy.
Marnie.
Ex-girlfriend.
Older.
Marlene.
My age.
Cute.
Chanel.
Oh, that was a chick that I met in Vegas.
How old is she?
She's probably in her 20s.
So if you had your druthers, would you typically go for a girl that's...
Age isn't the primary.
No, but you tend to be attracted to maybe girls that are more like teen-like or teeny boppers.
No, that's not true.
I'm just asking, I don't know.
It's not true though, because like
Maybe you're not. Maybe you are.
it's not. I mean, like I'm seeing.
That would be weird though. Like, not to go against people who are dating girls that are like petite or whatever. But imagine if Jeff Sokol's like all of his ex-girlfriends or like even his ex-wife was like that. I feel like it would look really wrong. Not to say dating someone like that is wrong, but you know, it just looks wrong because of what Jeff Sokol is doing right now, right? It almost seems like he's attracted to that. You know, the wrong aspects of that. You know what I mean?
Last couple of girls that I've dated, actually the last 3 have been my age.
Were you happy with them, or were you not satisfied because you're looking for something else, like a younger type
I was happy.
girl?
I was happy. But they just, you know, for whatever reason, didn't work out. I mean,
There was no sexual issue with them, everything was cool, they were attractive, whatever, to you?
correct.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When can I get out?
What did you arrest me on? Like what?
Charges.
Well, since nothing really happened, it's criminal attempt.
Right, so that's what I'm.
And I think you signed the form downstairs. You should have seen the charges, but it's criminal attempt at sexual assault first degree.
Sign what form?
The yellow, we call them the UAR forms. There's 4 sheets.
Yeah, he said that I was just signing that.
But they have your charges on there, on the bottom.
You didn't see your charges?
He didn't read the paper. That's kind of his fault though, but at the same time, who cares, right? Like Jeff Sokol did it, but
No, I thought it was
Go
just
over
signing.
your
I
charges.
just thought it was just signing that I gave him fingerprints.
Okay, well, that's not exactly the case. You're arrested. They're felonies. It's criminal attempt
felony.
to commit sexual assault first degree.
I would never agree to that.
Well, it doesn't matter if you agree. You don't have to agree. That's what we're charging you with.
Right, but I'm saying, like, I would never sign.
You're not signing that you're guilty. You're signing that you have.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you're not signing that like, yes, I have been found guilty, right? Imagine that. Imagine they just had like a random like slip-in page that was like, if you sign this by accident, you have now confessed to doing this, and that, right? Imagine that. But that's funny. But like, I just can't believe that, you know, he got so defensive. It's kind of funny. But I can see his point. He's like, what am I being charged with? He's like, oh, you should have been told already. What? You know, he wants to know, but yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter if you agree. You don't have to agree. That's what we're charging you with.
All right, but I'm saying, like, I would never sign.
You're not signing that you're guilty. You're signing that you the information on the sheet is accurate.
And that you charge me. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
yeah, but it doesn't matter. If you didn't sign it, would it change anything? No. It doesn't mean like, oh, he doesn't admit to this.
Okay, so what were the charges again?
Criminal attempt to commit sexual assault first degree. Because you obviously didn't actually engage in that, but we believe.
Convicted of criminal attempt of SA, man. That is crazy. Imagine that. You try to find work and like on your record it says that. Like, Christ, that's not good.
Believe that was
That's
your
bad.
intention. Enticing a minor
You
and
know,
risk of injury to a minor.
3 beautiful charges, by the
You're
way. I
shaking
love
your
it.
head,
Yeah.
but like honestly, there's a mirror in front of you, but there's a reflection. Like if you really look at yourself and think about what occurred, I think you're probably a very bright guy. I imagine you might be,
Bright guy.
but you're still in this weird funk of like denial. Like, it's not what you think. I wasn't gonna do that. Like truly look at yourself and be like, I fucked up bad. I tried to
I fucked up if I'm right here.
well, there's people that maybe get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, whatever.
No, I fucked up by coming down.
No, you fucked up by contacting a 12-year-old girl, dude. 13-year-old girl.
Yeah, I actually didn't realize that he never really captured that. The crime isn't you came over. The crime is also you just messaging her in this sense anyway. You know what I mean? The criminal attempt of SA is actually, I would like to think it's part of you actually showing up to the house. But the other 2 charges, I believe, is because of you messaging them in the first place. But yeah, he's like, oh, you know, I've only, you know, came over to the house. That's all I've done. Right? He said that so many times. But even if you were to just take that out of the picture, you would have still probably been hit with some charges regardless. You know what I mean? You still got arrested for something like that to begin with.
I never.
Coming here was just like one arm of the whole thing. One little.
Yeah, let's see what I just said.
If you're texting a girl who's 13 about getting laid with her, getting her mother to sign a marriage certificate, and being redundant, drinking alcohol that her mother has a bottle of vodka, those are the fucked up. The whole point of you even communicating with the girl is fucked up. Never mind the rest of it.
Yeah,
It's not just coming here.
he's right. Yeah, it's not just that.
You know what I mean? That's just the end result. You know, the finale.
Final
part of
charge.
it, I guess you'd say, but
Finale.
the fact that you even
I'm not sure.
communicated with her. If I was talking to a girl that I ever found out she was at my age, like less than 20 years old, I'd be like, honey, good luck in your, in your search and your chase, whatever. But it ain't happening with me. You know what I mean? And you're talking to a girl you know or think is 13 years old. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So until you actually like admit that to yourself and be like, either it's the OCD that got the best of you, maybe you're depressed, maybe you just needed to hang out, you're lonely. There's all kinds of reasons. We all have excuses for all kinds of behavior. I could make up stuff too. Maybe some of it's true, but it doesn't excuse, again, talking to a child
Yeah.
and trying to have sex with her.
Again, when you say that, honestly, I don't think it's fair to say that.
Oh.
You put it in your words how tonight should be looked at
I
by.
understand that, how everybody here would think that. I understand that.
You would think it too. What do you do exactly? You're an insurance
I would
agent.
think that.
You would know it. You would do a report on it and be like, this fucking guy is trying to bang this chick, like tonight.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know what angle Jeff Sokol thinks he could take that would deny these type of accusations, right? Like, oh, actually, that wasn't me in the house, right? That was my twin brother, right? Like, I don't know what he could really say to get it out of the situation. You were in the house to begin with. It was your phone messaging these things. There is no way of you getting out of here with no charges. You either, let's say he somehow dodged the house, right? He never went into the house. He would have still been hit with those charges of enticing, right? It
Like
doesn't matter.
tonight. You know, you didn't come down 3 days ago when the mother was home. You didn't come down during broad daylight. You came down on a Saturday night, booze, Cialis, yada, yada, yada. I didn't search your car, but, you know, who knows, maybe there's something else in your car. You know, a lot of guys bring condoms and different things and stuff like this. I don't know if you had those, but your mother could sign, so it won't be an issue. Come on. Just please.
Please.
For your well-being in the future. Like, admit it to yourself and digest it and get help for it. You know what I mean? It's like,
I've learned a lesson.
it's sick.
I learned a lesson.
It's not just like, you're on the fringe, it's a little questionable. No, this is like horrible. You know, this is like awful.
Yep.
You have a view. You think it's awful. I think it's bad, but my intentions were good.
Good of what?
Never to have sex with her.
What good intentions could you have had? You're like, what intentions could be good in this
My
situation?
intentions were not to have sex with her.
When?
Today.
Unless
You said it before.
Unless it was perfectly
Maybe
legal.
not tonight.
Unless it was perfectly legal. You'll never risk that.
Okay. So regardless of like the fact that she's that age, if there was some weird loophole in some, you know, older law that we could get some relative to sign something to do
Detective.
something. Okay, now it's legal. She's still fucking 13 years old, dude.
If we fell in love with each other,
That's nasty.
Are you really at that level with this chick? This like kind of.
I said if.
Aren't you jumping like way ahead?
Yeah, he is.
I always
She's
think that way.
13. You want to get her drunk tonight, basically.
You
You did. You did. Come on, we looked at your phone. Right?
Well, yeah, it says that, but
I
didn't-
mean it, right? Like, oh man, I just don't understand why he doesn't seem to realize that a text message is just as impressive. I almost said impressive, as important or as real as someone who verbally said it. Is still your thoughts on something like that? You know what I mean?
doesn't mean we're going to just have one drink.
You can have one drink. It's still illegal. Oh, I just cannot stand this guy, man. Like it's getting just tiresome to hear him. Sorry, I keep closing my door and stuff because it's opening and closing. I'm sorry. I'm in my closet, right? And I'm sure people who have watched the show have watched me know that I record in a very hot closet. So I'm opening the door so I can let some air in and I don't suffocate, right? But I just can't believe that he's like, well, we'd only have one drink. It doesn't matter. You giving alcohol to a minor is already bad enough to begin with.
So again, you're assuming all this stuff.
13!
You're assuming
And
all
she's
this
drinking
stuff.
vodka. You didn't say, well, you could have a little sip. And who are you in her life anyways to even talk
Do
about
that.
that? Come on. Just,
Yes.
I don't want to go round and round with you. It's getting late. It's kind of
Oh.
frustrating.
Yeah, it's about to be 12 at night here for them. But yes, I just can't believe that he keeps going like in circles, just saying that, oh, there was nothing. Okay, I can't believe that he keeps saying like, oh yeah, that's what I said, but in reality, I wouldn't have done that. Like, okay, you all of a sudden switch up this bad. Like, I just don't get it.
I was hoping you'd come
I'm sorry.
around to like the side that is like kind of
right, and maybe when you looked at what you did tonight, you'd be like, holy
Can I
fuck,
just
did
say
I
something?
fuck up? Yeah.
Of course, I'm not an idiot. I understand.
I don't think you are either.
I
That's why I'm
understand.
surprised that you're kind of stoic, like, no, my intentions were pure. They were,
Well, I'm just being honest, but listen, I understand that there's a
It's
lot
up
of
for
wrong.
debate.
There's a lot of wrong here, I understand
Yeah,
that.
totally.
But he's
And-
denying it.
You are the adult in the equation.
He's saying there's a lot of wrong, but he keeps denying it. Like, I don't understand that stance either, because it's not like he's admitting to certain things, like, and denying other. He has, like, throughout this entire 1 hour and 40-minute long interview, he has pretty much denied everything, even after he has claimed, like, oh yeah, I understand how bad it is, or how bad it looks, right? Like, I don't understand how
Wait.
he's now taking this stance that, like, he now, or like he's been confessing or telling the truth. Like, no, you haven't.
And it's not like you're, 15 and she's 12 and like, you should know better. You're 44.
44.
Listen,
Go ahead.
like I said, detective, I know this is wrong. I know that it looks awful.
Yeah.
And
Is
if I was to walk out of here right now, I've learned a nasty lesson, and that never to like even go near this
He bailed out.
again, because it's not worth it, no matter what the intentions are. That's what I've learned. I mean, I'm scared shitless right now. I'm not showing it, maybe. It's just my personality. A lot of people think some people think I'm cocky, some people think I'm confident, but whatever. I mean, a lot of times I'm not.
I
That's my personality.
doubt it.
I know I have weaknesses. Yes, I'm lonely. I mean, I've had trouble with, meeting people, just, so, yeah, I go online and I talk to people. It's like, something
That's not even the crime. The crime isn't you messaging people. The crime is messaging minors. When these decoys have made it so clear that they are a certain age, it doesn't matter, because you are fully aware of how young this girl is, and you following to message them is still you, right? No one forced you to do that. It is all based off of what you wanted, and what you wanted was to, rendezvous with this 13-year-old girl home alone.
do something, a lot of people do it. I've talked to other people about that.
So what?
But why they talk to random people? Because I want to know what other people like. What are they?
Nobody has an issue with you're all consenting adults. If you're talking
Yeah.
to random people, by all means, do what
She
you
was
want
the
to
only
do.
one that happened to be, yeah. But all
How
the
could be
other
what?
Young.
Young? Yeah, like 13.
Yes, too young. I shouldn't
Not like
I shouldn't be talking to her.
17 or
I
16.
get it. I shouldn't be talking to her. I get it.
You're just not.
44, man. Like, it's sometimes, like, I forget how far that is. He has lived almost triple the amount of life, well, very close to triple the amount of life she's been on this planet. You know what I mean?
Not digesting that whole part of it. Like,
Well, no,
it's
it
how
is,
wrong
because like 13 times 3 is 39, right? And you add, 5 more and you're there? Like, that is crazy that he's lived triple the amount she's been alive.
Kind of like, oh, you're lonely.
Insane.
So, yeah, everybody's got a song and a dance and say, oh, you have OCD and I'm lonely, I'm depressed. And, okay, fine, but she's 13.
Yeah.
You can be your, if you are, no offense, like lonely and depressed self at 44 and
I know
try to
that.
cope with that as an adult person in society, right? Medication and other avenues, and you got probably insurance and a good job, and you're gonna prey on a 13-year-old girl
I know.
and give her alcohol to fuck her
Oh,
to make yourself feel better on a
Jesus,
Saturday
that is
night.
vile.
Like, seriously, that's what happened. I just about guarantee it. So. You say what you want. I don't want to argue with you. No offense.
I don't wanna argue with
you
you.
believe what you believe, supposedly. I'm not sure if you even do.
Jeff is mad.
And I kind of know what I know, and that's it. But your charges, I told you about your charges. I'll show them to you downstairs. And if they didn't talk to you about bond yet, maybe they didn't.
I think he bailed
Talk
out.
about bond with the lieutenant, and that's kind of it for this moment. But they
Hey,
already-
no, it's the next day. Good morning,
Question
by
for
the way.
me.
Right? Like if you can see, it has turned the next day. It's now October 4th for them.
We're just kind of going around and around, it's a little
Yep.
frustrating.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's frustrating for you.
Well, it'd be less frustrating, and I'd feel better about you in the whole situation if you were like, oh my God, did I fuck up or what? Like, that was horrible. I probably did want to get laid. Sometimes,
Yeah.
whether it's the OCD or depression or both get the best of me, I was focused on her, nobody else is in my, whatever, I don't put words in your mouth. But
Honestly, that would be a good defense, right? In a sense, but again, I don't think you would have dodged these charges to, like, anyway.
like something like that.
But
But you see how
narratively, it is a very how can I say, creative story. I'll say it like that. It's a creative story to deploy in something like this.
fucked up this is, Jeff. Oh my God, I do, and I gotta get help, and
Jeff,
but you're still acting like
nothing
your
happened.
intentions were pure, and you really weren't gonna do anything so bad. That's just not true. I'd give you the benefit of the doubt if I thought there was a benefit, there was a doubt, but there isn't.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, nobody got hurt because we stepped in. I don't know that this has never happened before. Where you were successful in your conquest or whatever you want to call it, but
Conquest.
at least today,
Is there a
like,
higher
we were able to step in. You didn't get hurt. She didn't get hurt because she, we were there. But if we weren't, a 12 or 13-year-old girl would probably be cocked right now, and you'd be, as an adult man, doing kind of whatever you wanted to her with her.
That's really
Their mother's
bad.
not home till whatever, tomorrow or the next day.
That is very vile to think.
I mean, if you see in the notes, I wasn't planning on staying over. I told her that. I told her I had to go home.
He's
to the
still
dog,
fighting
blah,
it?
blah, blah.
I'm impressed that he's still fighting what the detective is saying. Like, it almost seems like he has blocked out everything he said for the past, like, 5-10 minutes. He's like, well, I told her I wasn't going to do it. Like, okay, we get it. You want to keep lying, and that's fine. But you're still going to be hit with the charges, and don't act surprised when they come your way. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Like, deep down, you must know inside that you wanted to do it, right? Like, he is trying to convince himself so hard.
I wish I had more text about that stuff, but I mean, it's just not stuff that you.
There's probably a lot of innocent texts. I'm sure there are. Like, most of us, we have got, like, stupid, just kind of random little thoughts and things. But when you're talking again with this younger girl about, having sex with her, and it's just, I don't know how you try to defend what your intentions were, because I just don't think they were.
You're a detective.
Yeah.
That's cat.
Why would I tell her all the ramifications? I could go to jail. Blah blah. All this stuff.
So that she,
About
okay,
being-
like if you
Why would
want
I
him
do
to
it?
tell you, I'll tell you first. So it's so you scared the life out of her to convince her to not tell anyone. Easily, that is so easily explainable. That is such a poor excuse, right? Because imagine if the person that you're texting, or like let's say that this decoy, right, this 13-year-old, really liked Jeff Sokol for some reason, right? And they wanted to keep talking, and she actually wanted to meet Jeff Sokol. Jeff Sokol telling her, like, hey, if you tell anyone, damn near, if you tell anyone, I could go to jail. If anyone knows about this, I could go to jail. So, therefore, you should never mention this to anyone ever that I did this to you. You know what I mean? Easily explainable. But he wants to make this, like, a philosophical thing where it's like, oh, why would I think I would, like, explain all the trouble I could get into if I was actually planning on doing that. So why bring it up in the first place, right? You wouldn't be concerned about those type of things if, you didn't want to do that.
Go through all that telling her that if I didn't actually care about it. I do care about it.
You care about getting caught. You don't want to get caught.
No, I care about it because I don't even know if I could trust her.
Right, so you're warning her to not tell anybody.
Yes.
Well, even saying that doesn't mean anything.
I just said-
I mean,
Well, otherwise you wouldn't say it, right?
no, but
Dude, he legit believes that everything they've talked about for a month is literally just dismissible and couldn't be used as evidence because it doesn't mean anything because chat is chat.
doesn't really in the end. It doesn't mean anything if you don't know somebody.
True, I mean, she could be blurting out to everybody on Facebook, but you were telling her
It's not 21.
for self-interest to kind of protect your own ass. Because you know it's wrong, and she may or may not know it's wrong, but you're telling her it's wrong, and you can get in a lot of trouble, so you're kind of warning her, like,
Don't tell
keep
anyone.
it quiet. And
Yeah, but I also know, detective, I also know that this type of thing, if I was to go through with this, like you think I was going to do, I also know that just because she says that she's not going to tell anyone, I can't take her at her word, and that's why I wasn't going to have sex with her.
That is literally so dumb. He pretty much said that the only thing, well, in this sense, beyond all of his whatever the hell he said over why he wouldn't do it, is pretty much the reason, I'll just say, a reason why he wouldn't have done it would be because she would have snitched on him. So if she wouldn't have snitched, she would have done it. Is that like...
I wanted to meet her, and that's it.
all right,
Yeah,
no offense, I really don't, but
No, you don't.
if you drank some vodka and you limited her to her intake, or supposedly, and she got a little bit drunk, and her mother got upset tomorrow because half the bottle of vodka's gone, and she rats you out, or the mother goes to the phone and finds out that you were over, you're okay with that? That's okay?
No.
Getting a 13-year-old drunk on a Saturday night?
No,
And you know what the second allegation would be, right?
No.
The mother's gonna be like, this weird guy from Boston came down and fucked my daughter, and I want to do a rape kit, and I want to arrest it. And
Right, that's bad.
the daughter's gonna say, no, we didn't have sex, and you're gonna say, no, I don't know what you're talking about. We have to do this whole thing.
Jesus. Yeah, that is a very bad reality, I would have said, like an alternate reality where this actually did go down. And it wasn't Chris Hansen and his team behind it.
It did have sex. And we think, I wouldn't be charging you if I didn't think that that was your intention. Just so you know.
I mean, he's right.
so you can charge me.
Right? Like, imagine if you just charged random people, right, when you just didn't believe it, that they were guilty. Like, there has to be some belief there from the detective to think, like, yeah, this guy did it.
Been charged. Yeah, those 3 charges. Criminal attempt.
Criminal attempt.
Because if we weren't in these positions in that house, and you actually had that girl, like that real girl, and you came down to meet her, yeah, we believe that that was your intention. Yes. To have sex with her. Not to kiss her and give her a hug, but to have sex with her.
Huh. Would that actually...
You wouldn't be here otherwise.
Don't make it weird, please. But would kissing someone that young, would that actually bring you a charge? Because, like, I would hope so. I would hope that if he would actually, I mean, it would kind of be like sexual assault, huh? Like, in a way? I would hope so. Because, I mean, imagine if like that type of action is just, not able to be nailed down by, like, some kind of crime. Because I would like to think that that's pretty bad. And, like, I don't know, enticing him. Would that be enticing him? Like, I don't know.
You're right.
That's our intention.
I understand.
I mean, that's our position, so... anyways, I don't want to, again, go round and round with you.
Right, and I don't want you to think that that I'm just not taking this seriously.
I think you're taking it seriously. I just don't think you're being honest with yourself. No,
not.
You're not unique in that. A lot of people try to...
I'm admitting, yes. I mean, I agree to all that. We talked about having sex, and we talked about...
Are you a virgin? Like, why do you give a fuck if this girl's a virgin if you're not going to have sex with her? Which, again, we've already gone round and round. Like, I know what your... I believe I know what your intentions were. But it's like, you can ask a 13-year-old girl that?
Yeah, like,
You
come on,
slept
man.
with one guy more than once, a couple times. I'm surprised. Like, who went through that? Most girls at your age are virgins, so I'm impressed.
Ew. Why would you think that? Why would you think about that? Like, I don't concern myself with these type of things, right? like no. Why would I? Most people your age are actually virgin. Like, who cares, man? Like, don't think about that. That's vile.
Okay. I mean...
Okay. Can you wrap this up? Is he okay?
I realize, I guess I can't say it any differently. I know I shouldn't have been talking to her, and I regret that. And
That makes me feel a little better.
I never-
Initially, you were like, I shouldn't have come down here. No, you fucked up when you started talking to her.
Yes.
That's wrong.
You're right. I shouldn't be
Period.
talking to her. I shouldn't.
And then it only got
shouldn't be
worse from
tempted.
there.
I shouldn't be tempted like that, to come down yes, then, I know you're saying that one thing leads to another, and the sex can happen, but I'm being honest. And I'm being honest when I say I was not going to have sex with her. I was not going to risk going to jail.
Come on, man. I'm tired of this.
Not today, right? Supposedly, maybe not today.
I wasn't making that decision right now.
Who was it?
Me, I wasn't going to make that decision. I was just going to meet her and see if I even liked her or she liked me. I mean,
See, that type of thing shouldn't be up for a decision, right? It shouldn't be like, do I want to have blank with this child? You know what I mean? Like,
that's really...
what type of
What if you hit it off?
thought
You
is
have
that?
a glass of vodka or whatever, orange juice and vodka or something.
But it just
She's
said...
cute, like you have the house to yourself, and you got a Cialis burner hole in your pocket.
I'm telling you, I went in with the mindset that I wasn't going to have sex with her.
That's great.
That's the mindset.
He's trying to convince himself really hard.
I'm going to places with a good mindset, and the shit goes upside down within a minute, right?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't care about circumstances.
I know you did, and you researched it and everything.
Right, I care about it. I don't want to go to jail. So I mean, why risk it? Why risk my whole life? I didn't think going down to meet her and just see if I liked her was going to be an issue because I had no bad intentions.
No, it's open for debate.
I know it's open for debate. It looks bad. Yeah, it looks bad. I agree.
All right, listen, we've probably beat this dead horse.
I know we have.
Going around and around, but
listen, I understand.
I'm glad you talked to me.
Listen,
I appreciate it.
I understand why you think. I get it. I get why you think my intentions were different. I get
Because
it.
you think it too.
No, I get it.
Yeah, as you should, as everybody should. Period. No big deal. I don't even know you. You're probably like a decent human being somewhere in there, and made really bad choices.
Why would I lie to you though? Why would I lie to?
Okay, this is just becoming just a massive joke now. What do you mean? Why would I lie to you? To dodge the charges you just got hit by? I don't understand. Jeff Sokol has pretty much questioned why any criminal would ever lie ever. What do you mean? What do you that's so idiotic, man.
You can't face the truth. That's the reality. I mean, it could be a combination of the OCD stuff.
Do you think if I walk out of here right now that I would do this again? After all of this?
Today?
No, never. Yeah, but if I walked out right now, do you think I would do this again ever again?
Right away?
Probably not.
Never in my life.
Probably not right away. Do I think you'd do it eventually if you didn't seek some type of help for it?
Really?
Yeah, I do.
To be fair, I honestly do think he would. If you've seen Jeff Sokol, he looks like the type. I'm sorry to say that, but he does look like the type to be, the type to do these things. It's very hard to say, but
I don't know one guy. I don't know. Maybe guys I know do it, and I'm unaware of it. But I don't know anybody in my personal life or professional life, even in their 20s, that would talk to a 12 or 13-year-old girl about anything other than coaching soccer because their daughter plays on the team. Nothing sexual. There's no texting. There's nothing creepy.
I'm just asking you what you think of me. Do you think that I could control myself
You're a handsome
and not do this? And do you think I've learned a lesson?
You just told me you have OCD so bad you went to a convention. You apparently can't control yourself at certain times, right? No offense.
Yeah, but OCD is unrelated.
Whatever. Maybe it is. I'm not a doctor. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's other issues.
It's unrelated. I can control
from the
myself.
medication. Well, could you control yourself with this?
Well, I can control myself by actions. I can control my actions.
You drove down on the mother's going and you want to get her drunk.
So do you think that I would do this again? After all of this, after all this.
I'm going to say I hope not, because I don't want to argue with you.
You don't think you insulting me.
If you would do this.
You're insulting me.
If you would do this up until, this is tonight. This isn't 6 months ago, right? This is right now, tonight. Do I think you would do it if for some reason you got out of this and there was some kind of weird, hey, Jeff, you're all set, don't worry about court, no problem, those charges are dropped, see you later. Do I think you would do it again? Yeah, I do. I'd probably just about bet my life and career on it, actually. Because I don't think anybody would.
Detective Kelly is cold. I'm telling you, he's cold. Detective Kelly just betted his entire life and career that if Jeff Sokol got out of this right now without any consequence, he would do this again. And I honestly believe it. I believe it to my heart. I truly think that if he got, basically, if he received no repercussions, he would actually do it again because he got away with it.
Do that. And then do I think it's the first time he did it? No, I don't. Because that's just, if it is the first time, it's almost more bizarre than if it's not. Because if it's the first time, what the fuck drove you to do that?
True.
Or I would understand it more if you said, yeah, I always kind of like the younger teenage girls, and this girl's a little younger than most, but, you know what I mean? But you're actually acting like, well, no, she was pretty cool, I want to hang out. I'm like, that's just, to me, it's I can't.
Delusional.
Again, knowing girls of that age, I know what they look like and act like. Other than texting, like stuff like, "Hey, there's a game tomorrow. Make sure everybody's there" or something. That ain't happening. You know what I mean? I'm not asking for you're a virgin or
True.
whatever. All the other stuff we've already covered. So until you recognize that and like kind of accept it,
Doesn't mean
and
anything.
there's the guy that's looking at you right there in that little reflection.
Yeah.
Then you're never gonna.
Dude, he just like, oh my god, that is so funny. He's like, yeah, that guy that's looking. Oh, I think that's a mirror. Like the guy that's looking at you in a reflection. It must be a mirror. I was gonna say like, oh, there's someone behind this. You should tell them too, right? Like that's funny.
Get one
It's
later.
not.
You can't take me at my word when I say
I don't know
that
yet.
I've learned.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you learn. It probably sucks. Yeah, I'm sure that in that respect,
And I
yeah.
wouldn't want to go near this situation.
You
again.
wouldn't want to. Do I think you can control it?
Really? You don't think I could? Really?
No, because why would you do it if you could control
True.
it? As soon as you found out she was 12 or 13, whatever's in dispute here, you should have been like, peace. I'm out of here.
Like, imagine trying to befriend a 13-year-old. Like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, what is actually wrong with you, man? Like, these should, like, someone that should be the age of your daughter you're trying to befriend. Like, come on, man. Like, that is just so strange and weird. And he knows it. He's been, like, saying it this entire time. He's like, I know it looks bad. Or, I can see how you could see that. You know what I mean? He knows it, but he is denying it. Because, again, it's self-preservation. He doesn't want to get caught. He doesn't want to face the charges that he just got hit with, so therefore he lies.
Good luck with the teenage boys or whatever. Instead, you continue this whole thing for weeks
No, it's wrong to do
and
that.
drive from a major metropolitan area where there's probably, to be crude, all kinds of women, let's just say, and you're coming down to Fairfield, Connecticut.
kinds
and
of
this
women.
13-year-old.
It's hard to meet women where I am, but anyways, that's another story.
You get my point.
I know what your point is.
There's millions of people in the Boston area, the people that are transient and regular,
If I really,
permanent
if
people.
I really wanted to prey on 13-year-old girls, why wouldn't I just do it up in Boston?
Maybe you do. I don't know.
I see.
Oh,
I don't know, right? You
That's
don't
funny.
know me, I don't know you, so I'm assuming that, this is the first time possibly, but do I know that? No, I don't know that.
He's right. He does not know that.
So my question is, can you tell me the bond, what bond is?
I actually don't know, but when I walk you downstairs, I'll find out.
Yeah, they still need to figure that out.
What's the next
Step.
Well, there's going to be a bond, and either you're able to post the bond, at which point you would usually get a bondsman and get out and have a future court date. I didn't see what they gave you for a court date. If you can't post the bond, today's Saturday night, we keep you till Monday morning, and we bring you over to the court in Bridgeport, at which point you'd be arraigned, and they either continue or keep the bond at that level, or they would drop it down, or maybe in the meantime you made arrangements to post the bond. Does that make sense? So if you can't post the bond, you're going to be in our custody from today until Monday morning, and you could actually remain in custody even though you go to court that day, depending on the bond. But if the bond is doable for you, you would get out and return to court, like say in 2 weeks, to go to your first court date.
Which would be...
That would be like, that would be down here in Bridgeport next to Fairfield, and that would be like your first court date of probably several.
Ain't that crazy? Like, I'm pretty sure he bonded, like he did the bond thing and he bailed out. But imagine the drive home, like, I would be cursing a million words, man. There's so many people. You know what I mean?
Regarding this. I'm not trying to beat you up. It was a horrible decision. I hope it was the first time you ever did this?
It was the first one. Yes, it was our oldest.
But it's
I guess it just hasn't,
it's terrible.
like,
And you'll get it at some point.
No,
I
I
assume.
know.
I don't know you, but
I know.
you'll be like, holy fuck, what did I do?
I have already, as soon as that guy walked in, I
That
started
guy,
going ahead.
Chris Hansen.
But, yeah, I don't know how the bond thing works. So.
I'll find out what it is when I bring you downstairs, and just you know, you can make a phone call at some point and see if you could raise it. If you just want to sit quiet for tonight, we put you in a cell with a blanket. You go to bed. We give you breakfast in the morning. We keep you tomorrow Sunday. We keep you all day till Monday morning. We bring you to court. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm just worried about my dog at home, so to figure out what to do with that. So I was planning on going home tonight.
Well, I mean, depending on what the bond is, but
If I can't, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what it is, I guess.
usually, have you ever been arrested or in any trouble?
No.
Never in your life? All right, give me 2 seconds. Let me just grab somebody and we'll go downstairs, okay?
Use the bathroom.
Yeah, I'll let you do it. Let me just
Yeah.
get somebody quick to give me
Yeah. A little hole here.
God. This was a great watch, honestly. I'm just sitting there. That's that. Oh man, this was amazing. This was an amazing watch, right? And thank you again to Kev, right? Raw Knight, as well as he wants to be called, right? For pretty much sponsoring this video for it to come out, right? It's kind of hard to do these, so like, you know, having someone to back me while doing these is real nice. So I'd like to thank you again, right? But yeah, that was an amazing watch. If you missed the first part, go ahead and watch the first part, right? I would have liked if you would have watched the first part first before watching through this entire one. But, you know, if you're still here, that's fine, right? I'm sure you've enjoyed it. And, yeah, we'll catch you some other time. You know, hopefully we'll do more police interviews in the future. But, yeah, that'll be it. That'll be it. For Sunday, I don't know what I'm uploading. I'm going to figure that out eventually. But, yeah, we'll catch you some other time and have a good day. Goodbye.